Coming up on First at 4, Kentucky State Police identify the suspect wanted in a Letcher County murder case. And there's deep frustration in Washington over the prospects of a government shutdown.
Plus, we are tracking warmer weather for the weekend. Your full forecast coming up as Mountain News First at 4 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon. I'm Olivia Calfee. First at 4, Kentucky State Police officials have released the name of the suspect in a homicide yesterday afternoon in Letcher County. Officials say the suspect, 39-year-old Lawrence Eugene Holcomb of Blackie, is wanted and has active arrest warrants for murder and first-degree fetal homicide. They say he should be considered armed and dangerous. Holcomb is accused of fatally shooting 43-year-old Vanessa Holcomb of Line Fork. The Laurel County Sheriff and London Police Chief have announced a 13-year-old boy is charged with murder in the death of a 12-year-old Laurel County boy in July. Authorities say the 12-year-old was shot on July 25th. The incident happened at a home about 3 miles south of London. Police say the 12-year-old died a short time later at a hospital. The 13-year-old has been detained in a juvenile detention center. School children in southern Kentucky were given lessons today on an issue that safety experts say could save their lives. The Eddie Eagle Gun Safe program was taught to kids at London Elementary in Laurel County. The county has seen several child deaths due to gun incidents within the past year. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what the program teaches through a simple song.
The Eddie Eagle program is focused on young children, what they should do if they find a gun in their home. It teaches a very, very simple message, and it comes as gun violence has been very deadly for children in this part of the state.
Yes, well, we've had some of these cases right here in Laurel County, and as you all know, they're unfortunately way too common.
A 12-year-old and 2-year-old both died after being shot. Police say the 12-year-old was shot by another teenager in late July. The 2-year-old died when he accidentally shot himself in August. Both of those happened in Laurel County. And earlier this month, the 2-year-old died in Whitley County when the sheriff said a 3-year-old found a gun and shot him. It is situations like this that has healthcare leaders and police pushing the Eddie Eagle Gun Safe program. It includes a simple song and directive aimed at young children. The message is stop, don't touch, run away, and tell a grown-up.
The message has a repetitive factor, and that helps children be able to remember it easier.
St. Joseph Healthcare started this program earlier this year. They brought the Eddie Eagle program to an elementary school in Knox County. London Elementary is the second school to receive this program, and again, they are saying they're doing it simply because of the gun violence involving children that's taken place in this area as of late. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Thank you, Phil. Local officials say through this year, all children in Knox and Laurel counties will have seen the program.
We are tracking some dry and mild weather across the mountains as we close out your work week. Let's take a live look across the mountains right now from London to Hazard to Pikeville. We are dry under some blue sky. Those temperatures also warmer today, topping out in the middle to upper 70s, even lower 80s in some areas. Here's a look at those temperatures right now. 82 for Somerset, 84 in Monticello, 80 for Manchester, also Harlan, and 76 for Prestonsburg, also Pikeville at this hour. A few showers earlier today, but we are tracking some drier weather to move back into the mountains for this afternoon, and that will continue as we go into this evening as well. So if you have any plans to be outdoors for Friday night, the forecast is looking fantastic. We stay dry under a partly cloudy to mainly clear sky, and those lows back in the upper 50s as you wake up and kick off the weekend. But we are tracking some drier weather, also some warmer weather for this weekend, and more warm weather on the way by next week. We could be about 10 degrees above average by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Olivia?
Cameron, thank you. Senator Mitch McConnell and Congressman Hal Rogers have announced millions in federal funding for Eastern Kentucky water infrastructure projects. It includes $1.4 million for the Wolfe County Sanitation District, more than $1.2 million to the city of Beattyville, more than $1.2 million to the Letcher County Water and Sewer District, and $984,000 to the Breathitt County Water District. Now to the deep frustration in Washington over the lack of progress in avoiding a government shutdown. The deadline for a deal is midnight tomorrow, and a handful of House Republicans are still blocking a potential agreement. One of our CBS News business analysts explains what a federal government shutdown could mean for you.
Well, first of all, we are going to see hundreds of thousands of government workers bear the brunt of this. And I find this to be sort of the most objectionable part. So they'll either get furloughed or they'll be forced to come into work and not get paid.
If you are a traveler going to a national museum or monument, some of the facilities could be closed. It could also be tough getting through an airport as well as getting a passport. Senator Diane Feinstein has died at the age of 90. The Democrat was California's first female senator. During her decades on Capitol Hill, Feinstein made important inroads on issues ranging from gun control to the CIA's interrogation tactics. CBS News correspondent Skylar Henry has more from Washington.
Diane Feinstein served in the U.S. Senate longer than any woman in American history. Along the way, the California Democrat took up wide-ranging causes, including LGBTQ rights, the environment, and gun laws.
We have to come to grips in America with our love affair with weapons.
Joe Biden, who was Senate Judiciary Chairman at the time, credited Feinstein's leadership in sponsoring the 1994 federal assault weapons ban.
She went out and did something that was a product of an incredible amount of work.
In the aftermath of the September 11th attacks, Feinstein spearheaded a 6-year review of the CIA's controversial detention and interrogation program.
If you were ordered by the president to restart the CIA's use of enhanced interrogation techniques that fall outside of the Army Field Manual, would you comply?
The San Francisco native was first elected to the city's Board of Supervisors in 1969 and ran unsuccessfully for mayor twice. Feinstein became the city's acting mayor under tragic circumstances after the 1978 assassination of Mayor George Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk. Following a failed run for California governor, she won a special election for a Senate seat in 1992. 5 additional terms followed. In 2018, Feinstein came under criticism during hearings on the Supreme Court nomination of Brett Kavanaugh. It was revealed the senator initially had not disclosed a letter she received detailing sexual allegations against Kavanaugh.
I did what I believe was right.
Feinstein later embraced President Biden's nomination of Ketanji Brown Jackson, who became the first African-American female Supreme Court justice.
I am very proud to support her nomination.
At age 89, Feinstein announced she would retire at the end of her term in 2024.
She's a legend. She was able to convince people on both sides of the aisle to go along with her on issue after issue after issue.
As she announced her plans, Feinstein tweeted, quote, "Even with a divided Congress, we can still pass bills that will improve lives." Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Feinstein was also the first female on the Senate Judiciary Committee. Coming up on First at 4, scientists study how climate change and pollution are affecting the Gulf of Mexico.
And a stretch of dry weather is on the way. All those details coming up after this break.